Arsenal took to their London Colney training ground on Tuesday morning ahead of their Premier League clash with Leicester City. The Gunners are playing for pride from now until the end of the season, and the match holds little significance for either team, except for the fact it is Arsene Wenger's penultimate game in charge of the North London club. Wenger announced in April that he would be standing down at the end of the season after 22 years at the helm, but will bow out without getting his hands on the Europa League trophy, like he had hoped. The Frenchman oversaw Tuesday's training session alongside fitness coach Darren Burgess. Here's 5 things that caught our eye. Santi Cazorla recently returned to first-team training after 19 months out with an horrific ankle injury. The Spaniard, who is now 33 years old, was required to have a total of 11 operations and very nearly lost his foot on his return to fitness. Wenger announced in his Tuesday press conference that Cazorla will not be ready to play for the Gunners before the end of the season. But despite question marks remaining over his future in football, let alone at the club, it seems the midfielder is desperate to make it happen. Konstantinos Mavropanos was the first Arsenal signing of the Wenger era in which Wenger was not part of the deal. Head of recruitment at Arsenal Sven Mislintat, who was hired to uncover diamonds in the rough, identified the Greek defender as a future world beater and brought him in. Mavropanos has featured just twice for the Gunners since joining in January, but despite his young age and lack of experience in the Premier League, has proved a shrewd purchase. He was brilliant in Arsenal's 2-1 defeat by Manchester United, and kept his place in the first team for the 5-0 win over Burnley. The future's looking up. While it is no surprise that Mesut Ozil wasn't pictured in training on Tuesday, after he missed the Burnley game with a back injury, he appears to be proving his critics right. After a poor performance in the Europa League, Martin Keown told BT Sport, "I bet he doesn't play again this season. He'll have some emotional breakdown and he won't able to play at the weekend. I don't know how many illnesses he has had this season, but the fella is not kidding me." Wenger insisted the German does have a back injury on Tuesday, and he almost certainly won't feature in Arsenal's game against the Foxes, which will be his 5th consecutive league match missed. There is still time for Ozil to return ahead of the final game of the season against Huddersfield, but at this point it looks as if Keown has nailed his prediction. Jack Wilshere's long-term future at Arsenal is still undecided. Initially the player and the club were in a standoff over Wilshere's wage being reduced, and things are still yet to be resolved. "It looks positive for the club," Wenger reassured on Tuesday, while discussing Wilshere's future. "I am not involved in negotiations. But I'm still in touch with Jack if he wants my advice." Wilshere has made it clear in the past he would rather stay at Arsenal, and, as Wenger confirmed, this still looks to be the most likely outcome. Let's hope he is in the new manager's plans. Wenger announced some very unfortunate news concerning Laurent Koscielny's injury on Tuesday morning. Koscielny is of course devastated because he needs surgery. That means he will be out for 6 months. You will not see him at the beginning of December at best. Per Mertesacker was clapped off the Emirates pitch after playing his final home game for the Gunners against Burnley last time out, before he takes up a full-time position in charge of Arsenal's academy. But he looks ready to fill the void left behind by Koscielny against the Foxes, and finish this season on a high.